start recording. Let's fucking go. Alright, so I saw somebody that was playing Pudge, and I decided let's humble ourselves and see what they're doing because they did really well. And they went Vanguard and Hood, and basically you just get fucking annoying and you don't die. So I kind of tried that out on Clockwerk, and it works pretty well because you have more survivability on the Clockwerk. You just don't have the lifesteal from your rot at level 15, so you don't get like god mode status. But I think maybe depending on the game, you could think about going Trinkles, Urn, and then either Vanguard or Hood. Or if the game's going really well, maybe going straight Ags. Just kind of like, the build isn't just go Trinkles, Urn, Force Staff anymore, I don't think.
Right. I've seen people do that similar approach on Night Stalker. They just tank them up, and they go in and like, they're just like XD, 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 no one can kill me.
Yeah, and Clockwerk, even more so than Night Stalker, is about being very close to the enemies. Like Night Stalker, your strategy with him is, alright, I'm gonna poke you with these like 500, 600, 700 range spells or whatever, and then when everyone else is dead and you're weak and alone and you can't kill me, then I'll go in and fight. So with him doing that build, he doesn't benefit nearly as much as a hero that literally gets right on top of you for 3 of his spells. So I think Clockwerk might be transitioning more to tanking up. Because, like, with Force Staff, yeah, you survive and all that, but, like, you just don't have a battery assault. You just go in, you Force Staff, you go in, you hookshot, you cogs, and then you force out. And, like, that's all you do. But if you go in with a Hood, then you go in, you cogs, and you battery assault for damage, and you soak up spells for your team to counter-initiate. So it's not that it's just strictly better, it's just a different avenue. And for certain games, it's going to be a lot better. You did your battery assault way too late here. I would have probably done it here. I think Slardr's cast time's actually slower than battery assault, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that, actually. I'm most definitely wrong on that, but still.
I was waiting for the shackle, but it's kind of unnecessary with how long that thing lasts.
Yeah, it's 10.5 seconds. If you're on him, like, the fight's going to be over in 10.5 seconds from the time that he sees you, so you're not going to miss any of your battery assault. Like, if we go here and we watch it, this shit's going to be fucking bugged, of course. Okay, we're good. So you wasted half of it anyways just by nature of the spell being 10 seconds. So if you used it sooner, you probably would have only wasted a quarter of it. And then you also wouldn't have got stunned, possibly. It would have been more of a secure kill, etc., etc. I also am starting to value a lot more getting Wand in lane, because Wand is a good item. How do I put it? Wand is a good item that you usually want to get anyways. And the sooner you get it, the kind of better it is, but not as much as Tranquils, but it is an instant payoff.
Yeah.
Like, you probably would have had, like, 6-7 charges right now if you bought that. And I think if you're staying in lane, and it's like an active lane, it starts to pay off more so. So that's kind of like what I look for. Am I roaming around a lot? How close am I actually to Tranquils? When am I going to actually fly out the Tranquils? Because, like, right now, maybe your mid needs to get the courier or whatever. So it's how long is your gold going to be sitting in your inventory not doing anything? Here, wait, what the fuck were you even doing here in the first place? I was thinking you were waiting for the bounty rune.
I don't know. It was just like I think I was waiting for the lane to push out, and then I was just like, let's fucking go, bro.
So here, you use your battery a little bit late. I would have used it right now, because even if you don't,
Would have been running that whole time.
well, if he just sees you battery assault and run away, you're still gonna get a good few hits on him, and you have full mana anyways, so it's gonna be regenning, anyways, and then also you're really late with your Tango. Which means, right now, if you had Tangoed up from the start, you could probably run this guy down and kill him. Because you'd probably be at like 400 health, or 380, 375, something like that. But now, you kind of, all your battery assault was over, I guess. Here you should be... meh. I was gonna say you should go pole, but you don't have it stacked and it's blocked. What I might be thinking of doing here is going bottom. Because usually, like in this situation, it's probably going to be a while before the creep wave is far enough up that you can do anything, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then, the fuck are you going to do middle? I mean, like, this is pushed too, and it's going to be a while before it's back too. This is also pushed, but like, they're pulling and all of this shit, so you can get opportunities. And these two are pretty fragile. And then for these, I like to, when you're waiting on a rune, I usually like to scout up. Because like this Slardar could just drop down right here, stun you, and get the rune before you could possibly react. Or if you're up here, then maybe he's afraid of running through. So in that situation where he runs down here, it's either you take it or he takes it. But if you're up here, he might not want to go for it, which means that it's more likely that the Lena will be able to get it and get it with her bottle or whatever. But you guys are fucking using the courier. So yeah, just moving up makes it so it's more secure for you to pass it off to someone else. Feels bad, tower.
Yeah. This was kind of unnecessary to come bottom. They were going to get that anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't going to do
anything else. But at least I'm here
else.
now.
Yeah. It's good. That's bad.
What's bad?
You lost the bounty rune to the Slardar, but it's like...
Oh, yeah?
It's just a timing thing. Those are super important now, though. Like, a lot of the times I'll die for a 50-50 chance of getting a rune. So at this point, you're probably feeling that you can't really do much.
Yeah.
So what I'd be doing here, well, part of it was the Night Stalker could fly out of your cogs, and then part of it's he can fly out of your cogs. This guy can Q out of your thing. This guy's mid, so it's like always hard to gank him. So what I would be doing is doing things that invest in you being able to do things later. And the main thing for that would be, and it's doubly impactful, is just stacking and pulling. Because if you're utilizing that a little bit more, you'd probably be like 4 3/4. You'd probably like have your urn and maybe your wand, and then you'd be in a good spot to be able to buy the tome at 10 minutes. And then what that would also do is pull it back so your Juggernaut gets free farm, and then this guy is a kill potential when it's daytime. So it's just kind of like remembering that stacking and pulling is an option, even if it's like 15 minutes in the game, if you have nothing better to do.
Right.
And this is just bad positioning. If you're gonna be standing this far up, there's no reason to not be standing up here, because it's like you're missing all of this vision just to have an extra like 50 units that you don't have to cover, unless you're like, I don't know, like I would be either standing here or I'd be standing up here, unless the guy's like right here and you're about to go. Of course it works out because you're a god.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Road to hashtag road to 7K.
Yep. Dude, I need to get on that road. They fucking dropped me to 6.8, dude.
Because of Reddit, dude. Dude, Reddit literally took your MMR.
Yeah, but I did get to 7K, and then I did win a game at 7K. So I'm an actual 7K player.
That's how it works.
Yep. And then also, if the fucking game that I played, where is it? Let me go to it real quick. It was fucking this game. This guy, I got a last hit on somebody, and they just ran to the mid tower. This guy bought back, and this guy was destroying bounty runes, and then they had a fucking Lycan Wisp lineup, and we still won it, and I was 7.1k, so...
I'm glad to know that people tard rage even at the highest level. That
yeah,
it's like comforting in a way.
Yep.
In a way, it's comforting to me.
People are always horrible.
Why would you destroy bounty runes?
I don't know.
Like,
I had him muted the whole game. He's probably pissed that I like cogged some way that he didn't agree with or some shit. Also, again, with the changes to stacking, it's pretty good to just stack every once in a while. It'll only account to like 300 gold per game, but it's 300 gold to you, and then it's like 1200 gold to somebody else. So it's like 1800 gold just by stacking a camp, flaring another. Like,
right.
Punch this, flare this, run up, and then you just generated like whatever 500 gold. Unless you let the gyrocopter take it, then you're reported. Nice. Don't do it, don't do it. Good.
It's so tempting.
So here, the play is just to... You see 3 of them rotate. You guys are leaving. You obviously don't want to be here. The play is to either let this guy die, or if you're really good, you want to cogs like now. Or preferably you would go like right here, so that you can push this guy out, and this guy isn't stuck with the cogs.
Yeah, I was thinking about cogging during this. I remember, but I just didn't want to like, trap this guy in and get like, like
and then you're silenced. Yeah, you didn't want to get flamed by the shitters. You should be hook shotting this guy. or
Rip.
missing it. That works too, I guess. So let's just skip forward. But yeah, this would be a good game for you to try the Hood Vanguard build.
Okay.
Because the good thing about it is you get yourself really strong really quick. Like this does a fuck ton of damage regardless. Like what is that? 15 times. That does almost like I'd say 1300 damage on a 20-second cooldown if you can utilize all of it. So you have a lot of damage, you just have to be able to use the damage. And what the Vanguard pipe, or the Vanguard Hood of Defiance does is nobody can like do anything to you until like 25 minutes. And then what you start doing there is you upgrade those depending on what the game looks like. Like they don't have a lot of scaling magic damage, like they have Radiance, which will eat up your pipe, but they don't have like a Zeus or anything. So what I would probably do is, I would probably this game go for the Cloak, or the Hood first, and then the Vanguard, and then go Crimson, because this guy's right clicks on everyone, this guy's right clicks on everyone, and then these guys are kind of right clicks on everyone. And Vanguard and Crimson work before Corrosive Haze if like you drop negative. So this guy with Crimson will take a fuck ton less damage. And that basically makes it so they can't really focus you, but also if they focus other people, they're also strong and they have items. So it's kind of like everyone just gets tanky and they don't want to focus anyone. And you can use that shit on your racks.
So I've noticed a lot of Crimson Guard builds lately. Like it seems like it's a lot more popular. Why is that?
Probably because early is more important. Like Crimson falls off super hard. Crimson falls off super hard when you start actually right-clicking for a decent amount of damage. And also, I think it's that it also works on like racks and buildings and shit. So it's like, it gives you the better early game.
Do we need to talk about that one?
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. Next time, just hit them. It gives you the early game, because you get tanky, and then you also have good build-ups to these things. Like Ring of Health early game is really good because you just don't have to go back to base as much, and that works for the Vanguard too. And then also a lot of the heroes that have a lot of right clicks are popular, like Gyrocopter, Visage, Lycan, Beastmaster. All of those get really countered by it because their minions get blocked. Helm of Dom's starting to get a little bit more popular, and everyone that builds a Helm of Dom usually has other things that attack a lot, except for Wisp, but fucking Wisp. So I think, and then also games are kind of ending earlier, so it doesn't fall off as soon. Worth.
Almost made it.
Yeah, do you want to go to another replay, or do you think there's more? Hook shots.
That's that. Another replay after that one.
Hey, that decides it.
Does anything else need to be said after seeing that?
XD. Where are you at?
Yep. The Bane one next. So, okay, so this hero is just like straight up first round pick ban material in pro scene right now, and I don't really understand why. And I didn't know what to pick. I think I picked this guy first.
Laning phase is super important right now. Usually it's 2-1-2. And this guy is really good in dual lanes because he has very high base stats, and then he also has a pure damage nuke that refunds him health. So he's very good in 2v2 lineups, and then also like his disables are just really good too. So he, I don't know, it's like, that's basically it. You still have your fucking picture of your
Should I update it? I like my Tide Pod though. I mean, doesn't that look delicious?
Yeah. Looks like a PB&J that almost looks like, it looks like jam, like a peach jam, and then like grape jam, and then like fluff in the middle.
A nice piece of toast.
Yeah. But yeah, with this guy, you just basically try to win the lane really hard, and then like this game, you win the lane really hard, and then you position yourself and get a good ult, and that's kind of like how you play this guy. And then also, if you have any heroes to set up for, sleep is really good.
Right, like Arrow
Ramona,
or whatever.
Hook, yeah.
There might be some BMs in this one, which I know is not very common in my replays, but
yeah,
we'll see. So this one, I think it was either this one or the Jakiro one where I just got dicked in the early game. I can't remember, so this would be a good one.
Yeah, I don't like that you started with your thing already. You're pretty much gonna want it, but not for sure. Like, you don't know. And then what happened here? So you Jakiro troll. You see two of them bottom. What I like to do a lot of times when you don't see anyone is just position yourself like over here, and then like cautiously like come over here, because like they have a fucking pudge mid. So if you position correctly and got the right knowledge, you would know. I think it's just a Doom. Like right now, I'm sure you don't even know that the pudge is mid. But if you're positioned right here and like didn't see anyone, maybe run up, and then you could like maybe skill your sleep instead of your thing and definitely get this rune. Which would probably be worth it, because this is still a pretty good spell to have. It's not as good for harassing, but you would have figured out what the lanes are too, and then maybe you could have got like a ward up here or some shit. Yeah, it's just kind of like you could have got more for free.
Yeah, I was just worried about leaving Luna by herself, like if they like invade through our jungle, and I don't know. Next time you seem to always tell me to scout at the beginning, so I'll just try to do that every time.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm also playing in games where the chances of my guy just dying for being retarded is a lot lower, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So also the strength of Bane, like if you look at your stats and then you look at his, you have 1 more armor and 21 more damage, and you have a spell that does 150 health swing, whereas his does, what the fuck does his do? His does 80. So your spell's twice as strong, and your attacks, and it's more mana efficient even, and your attacks hit like 25% more than his, and you have the aura from this, so you should be trading a lot harder with this guy. Like if you just battle to death with this guy, you win for sure. He also even has 100 less health than you, so there's no reason for you to be afraid of this guy. Like just right click him, and then you like, and then shit like this is an easy way to lose the lane, because now you're scared of him when you shouldn't be. He feels stronger than you and more confident than he should, so he's going to be able to come up and get experience and possibly last hits, and more experience, more last hits. But yeah, like right now, if you're, aside from the creeps, I guess that's just a bug, but you have like 35 damage on this guy, And then this guy also has 0 armor, so you want to be harassing a lot more than you have. Like, you've thrown out 3 right clicks and you've taken like 10 so far. So the strength of this hero you're just like not utilizing.
Got it.
Now they have levels of experience and creep waves, and there's 2 of them, and now you're deciding to man up. When you level up also as Bane, your level 2 doesn't make you a lot stronger in certain situations. Like, your level 2 here doesn't actually do anything. So, like, this is on cooldown, so you're essentially level 1. Whereas both of these guys, they have 4 spells, you have 1. So this is just like, that's why this is a horrible trade for you. And then they just overcommit. And your camera positioning is also leading you to not get this kill. Like, you don't even know there's a Leshrac stunning here. And that's, like, if you saw the Leshrac, you would just move better. Like, if we watch it from this perspective, where we see everything. Okay, there's a Leshrac right here. My Luna's running up. I'm gonna attack, walk over here, attack, walk down, attack, and keep doing that. So you're not both. The only way that this guy lives is if you both get stunned. And you put yourself in a position where you're missing chances to auto-attack this guy. Like, your auto-attack is up, and you're just repositioning, whereas you should be auto-attacking, repositioning, auto-attacking, repositioning. But you don't do that, and then you also run into the... You guys are like, alright, Leshrac, time to show us what you're made of. Let's see it. Alright, good job, dude. It's like he's, what is that? T-ball or whatever. Where it's, alright, we're gonna set this up perfect for you. You just gotta... We're throwing it down middle. Just hit it. Just fucking hit it.
And then they still can't do it.
Yeah.
And then they cry when they can't do it.
When they... The funniest thing is when they just hit the stand in T-ball.
Oh, that was me when I was younger. Yeah.
XD. No wonder you play video games. Says the guy that's trying to make a living off of playing video games.
Hey, you're living the dream.
Yeah. And here, I guess it's not bad, because you don't have vision of them. If you go up there, you can actually just die, so this is... If you're gonna do this, I would prefer you to do it sooner, because they're not likely to be waiting as 2 up here for 20 seconds, but they could be waiting up here as 2 for like 3 seconds. So at 44 minutes and 40 seconds, there's most likely only going to be like 1 of them here, and then you'll be like, alright, well, I'm gonna like win the trade with this guy until the other guy shows up, and I'm gonna dip. Like, this works out, but meh. And then you only attack this guy once when, again, if you look at your stats and you look at his, you're doing 20 more damage than him, and you have a 300 health swing spell, and if he lands both of his spells, he only does 240, and then it's magic resistance, so you have about 100 pure damage on top of this guy, and then you have 1 more armor and 20 more damage and 100 more health to start, and a fucking wand, so it's just kind of like, just give him that D, just give it to him, and then you hit him once to break the clarity. When you have 4 seconds to auto-attack them, which means you could have got 3 or 4 auto-attacks off. And it's like small shit like this is really the difference between winning a lane and losing. Like, there's nothing... The Doom, what you do here, is basically you sleep this guy, and then you don't want to be 2v1, but you can right-click this guy over and over and over until the Doom starts running at you. And then you back off. But the Doom doesn't do that, so you just miss auto-attacks on this guy for no reason.
Yeah, and then maybe this bitch throws a beam at him too.
Yeah. And it's like, all of these things add up. Like, if you played this properly, you probably would have melted through 1,000 of this guy's health already. Which means he has to get more regen, or he has to go back to base more, and then when he goes back to base, it's a 2v1, and then you zone this guy out, and if he's dumb, he's going to let you do a lot of damage while the Leshrek's back, and then he'll have to go back to base when the Leshrek gets there, and then the Leshrek's alone, so you zone him out, and it's just kind of like there's two goons just running back and forth the whole game, not actually getting anything. And then with Pudge, the thing with him is you want to move into bodies of creeps and shit. So
Yeah.
after his dismember, I would be running over here, because his hook hurts like shit now. In the early levels.
Where I really fucked up there was that I wasn't paying attention to the top of the screen. I thought that Quap had her ult, and I was like waiting for it, and I was like, come on, anytime, anytime, anytime. It's like, oh
Gotcha.
shit, it wasn't actually up. So that one was my bad.
I'm sure the reason you guys won this game is they have a mid Pudge.
I don't remember.
Also, again, it's been 9 minutes, you're the position 5, and you haven't stacked or pulled a single time. Which means that you're, like right now, if you stacked and pulled properly, you'd probably be like level 5 and a third, or not a third, like a 6th or a 5th or something like that, and you might have your arcane boots. And then with that, if your position 4 is doing really well, you might be the one that gets the tome, and then you can go kill somebody at a minute or 10 minutes and 30 seconds when you get the tome to you, and you'll have full mana and all that. Like you will right now, but like you'd also have mana boots, and you'd like it just work better. Actually, right now you wouldn't get 6 with the tome. Poggers. I like that co-op play. Just let the Pudge run into melee range.
I didn't want to say anything in game. I think he knew he fucked up.
And then also here you let the other guy get the tome. What's the difference between a level 6 and a level 7 Witch Doctor?
Not much, but I need my... Actually,
Yeah.
did he take it right at 10? I don't remember.
He took it at like 11 minutes.
Oh,
So there's a whole minute. And the difference between a level 5 and a level 6 Bane is you get to kill somebody every 100 seconds. You go Erd, which I don't like it too much this game. There's no blinks for you to stop, really. I guess Pudge might get one. And then also, you have your own regeneration. The Witch Doctor has regen, the Omni Knight has regen. And your hero scales really well with other things, like a Glimmer Cape might mean the difference between a 1 second ult and a 5-second ult, or an Aether Lens might be the difference between you grabbing the guy or not. So I think you would have done a lot better if you just went for a bigger item first.
Yeah. What about Yule's?
No.
No?
Yule's is definitely not. The only time that I'd be thinking of getting a Yule's on a Bane would be like against an Axe, where you don't have any way to deal with him. What does a Yule's do for you? It makes you move a little bit faster, it gives you mana regen, it gives you intelligence, which doesn't matter too much, and then it gives you the active. But the active is just kind of like a worser version of your Nightmare. And you have to be super close for it until you have cast range bonuses, because the range is only like 575, which doesn't sound like that close, but you oftentimes don't want to melee, or you don't want to auto attack as a support position 5 at like 20 minutes or 25 minutes, which is about when you would get the Yules. So it's kind of like, it's a really nice item, but it's not necessary at all. And there's other things that are a lot more necessary. So yeah. The only reason that I get it on Darkwillow is it sets up for her spells, but your hero is a setup hero. So you're setting up yourself to set up yourself to set somebody else up, which, like, or you could just cast Nightmare.
Or sleep into Meme Hammer, Kappa.
Yeah. I think that'd be better than Yule's, to be honest. Because that gives you a little tank, gives you some nice regen, and then it gives you the power of memes.
Of course. And this cunt goes for me.
What I'm looking at here is... So you're full... Let's see how this actually goes again. So you're pretty good on... You pop a Clarity, you know that your Fiend's Grip is up in 10 seconds. You should be looking for a kill. And the Quap has good health, good mana, she has her ult. You could be going for like 95% kill chance, but instead you decide to go farm. Like right now, you could have been with the Quap right there and killed that Pudge with your ult. Also, your camera positioning is really shit. You like move your camera too late a lot of the times.
Do you use edge panning or do you click and drag yourself?
I do the, like, you smack the screen thing, I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Autism?
Yeah. You tap on the screen with your hand. XD. No, I use the whatever this thing is, where you just... I don't click anything. Or I do the fucking... This thing. Whatever, you just move it to the corner and then it goes that way.
Yeah, it's edge panning.
I do that. Also, try not to get hooked.
That guy was... that guy...
That hook was from you. Like
yeah, I know.
You ran into the hook.
Omni Knight low-key carried this game, actually.
I think the Pudge carried the game. He's gonna fall off in like 3 minutes.
Well, I don't think Omni gave up a kill this game, if I remember correctly.
Means he played like a pussy. XD.
Pussy who went 12-0.
Sounds about right. Nice. XD. Get stuck in creeps, so let's just not cast spells. Actually, you could have TP'd out. You just brain sap him, nightmare him, wand, and TP out. So you have 19.
I think
yeah.
You
got auto attacked twice. Yeah, what happened there was you got fucked by the creeps. Like they all surrounded you here. So you tried to run this way, but they have this little nook here that's basically a tusk thing. If you ran that way from the start, you... XD. There you go.
It's a pretty good spell.
Yeah, you want to try and use that shit on cooldown. Like, it's one of those spells where you can use it on cooldown, and it will get you kills on cooldown. Whereas, like, a Witch Doctor can't, like, run around and just jump out of the woodworks and throw out a voodoo, whatever the fuck it's called, death ward. He can't consistently just like pop one down and then kill someone. Like, it has to be a specific situation where there's only one other creep and he gets his maledict and nobody stops his shit. Whereas yours is just like, stand right here, somebody walks here, you use your spell, and then somebody else will kill them.
So what do you think about Tranquil Boots versus Arcanes on Bane? Because he does have some mana issues.
Well,
I mean, I did it this game just because I didn't think I could get it quick enough for it to be useful, I guess.
When I think of Tranquils, I think a lot, it's not only the health regen is what most people think of, but that only lasts for the first 10 minutes that you get it, then it falls off super hard. But what doesn't fall off is the movement speed, and you're a hero that catches people, so you can think of your movement speed almost as a bonus to your cast range in a lot of situations. So
right.
For 500 gold, you solve your early health problems depending on how early you get it, and then you also can pick off a lot more people that you want to be able to pick off in the first place. But and then on top of that, if you don't have Tranquils, you're going to be using your W to heal yourself up. So it kind of saves you mana too. But also look at the rest of your team and do they have mana problems. The Quap, your Arcane Boots aren't going to do shit for. The Luna can use them pretty well. The Omni Knight could use it pretty well. And the Witch Doctor, kind of meh. But on top of that, you could go Arcane Boots and then make a quick Aether Lens from that, and then go back and make Tranquils, which is what I do a lot on a lot of heroes, because that'll give you 40 extra movement speed, and then by then the health doesn't matter too much, but it's like, it's still pretty good. And for you, you have Tranquils and Urn, and you're going Voidstone, so it's kind of like, you have so much health regen, and then you also have the ability to use your mana to get more health, so it's kind of like, I might have gone Arcane Boots and then like Arcane Boots, Windlace, Aether Lens, Tranquils.
Got it.
Because with Arcane Boots too, the mana regen, the same as Tranquil's health regen, is only really good for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then it's kind of like, this guy has 2,000 mana, I gave him 130, I just won us the fucking game. No, it's like, they're either out of mana or they're not, and your 130 mana is not gonna do much of shit. So, having it early and then breaking it later for other items makes it a lot more valuable. And right in here, I would have your Clarities in your backpack, for sure, because you're more likely to instantly need a lot of mana than you are to regenerate a lot of mana, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That was a shit ult, but somehow they just let you cast it. So yeah, I think XD. I think the main things with your Bane play is you're not looking for kills enough with your ult when it's up. Like, I'd start looking for kills with it like 20 seconds before it's up, so that the second that it's up, you have it, instead of, alright, it's up, I'm gonna farm a creep wave for 15 seconds, and then we can group up and look for a kill, and then that's another 50 seconds. So instead of getting one out every, like, you've probably thrown out like 4 ults since you got it, and you got it at like 12 minutes. So you're getting around 1 ult every like 3 minutes or so, whereas you could be having one every minute and a half or so. And that would just snowball you really hard, and it would keep everyone else down, and yada yada. XD. Should have thrown that on him too.
It's nap time.
Just tilt.
It's nap time, bitches.
Yeah. So yeah, trying to throw at your ult more, and then also, see, look, you're a fucking race car with Tranquils. But, like, right now, you could have your Aether Lens and haven't broken it for your Tranquils and still been a race car. But yeah, so understanding that this guy's strength in the early game is your high armor, your high damage, your high health pool, and your spell that heals you and does pure damage to the enemies. So I think those are the two main things from this replay.
Okay. I've got one last question. If we can go back to like the very early lane stage.
Nope, I already closed it.
Oh, rip.
GG.
So the main thing is like how to get aggressive, I guess, without pushing the creep wave, because like what you were saying is that the main advantage of Bane is that you have the extra armor, you have the extra stats, you've got the lunar blessing damage, and all that equates to like basically having 300 or 35 damage and 100 more health than the Leshrac. So you should just be bullying him, which I get, but
yeah.
The thing is like, what do you do when he like stands at the creep wave? Do you just like say fuck it, we're pushing? Because like when you click on him, right, you're gonna aggro the creep wave and push the lane.
So there's different methods for that. Like right here.
So like, what would you do here if he's like on the creep wave?
Right here, so there's two different things, kind of, I guess. There's one where, so when you right click somebody, there's a range where the creeps won't aggro you, and that's about, I think it's 500 for melee and 600 for, or it's 500 or 600 for the range, and it's 500 for the melees. But what that range is they're checking for, are you attacking my guy within this range? And there's a like cooldown for it. So what you can do, actually, I'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk about this and then we can go into a demo. So like a lot of the times what you can do is get there early and push him out before he can run to the lane. And if he does run to the lane, like let's say you came here late, so let's go to before. What you can do is just like throw out pot shots, like attack him right now, and then see if he like backs up. And you can harass somebody before the wave gets there, or if they ever run out at all, you can like zone them out. Like you could be right here right now throwing attacks at this guy and you want to aggro anything. So it's kind of like there's ways that if he's out of the creep wave you can keep him out, but then also if they are in the creep wave, let's do my Darkwillow.
My god, you're level 12 on her?
Of course, dude.
You're fucking cancer, dude.
So? So what? Like, let's say there's this axe here, he's in the middle of the creep wave. What the fuck do I do about it? What I do about it is these guys have, these guys take a second to, there's a, like, it's either 2.3 seconds or 3-second cooldown, where when you issue the attack, the creeps kind of like, I don't know exactly how it works, but the best way that I could explain it is when your hero attacks this guy, think about it like you just used an ability and it's on cooldown for 3 seconds, and then when that ability's up, it's going to use itself again, and these creeps are going to check if you're attacking, kind of. I don't know. Here, let me. So this axe, if I right click him right now, this guy's gonna attack me. But if I let's make this super obvious. Drums to, wait, so I'm quick as shit. So nice. If I right click him right here, it's gonna attack me. But if I do this, I have some time before these start attacking me. So I threw out like 3 free shots on this guy. And you can do that over and over. So if you want to get good at it, this guy's going to die, so it's going to be kind of annoying. Here, let me also get some words out, so this is easier. The fuck, I had 2 wards, didn't I? Wait, whatever. So, let's say my angle of attacking this guy is over here. what I'm gonna do is run in, attack him like twice, run out, reset it, run in, do it again. I guess I messed up the timing, but you can do that, run in, attack him for free, and then he'll usually run back, and then you can run in between, and then, like, does that make sense?
Yeah, there's a cooldown on the creep aggro is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What is the cooldown? I think it's like half a second, right?
When I first heard about it, it was 3 seconds, and then there was a change on something to 2.3 seconds, and I don't know if it's that specifically, but it's like, yeah. I'm right on top of this creep, and I start attacking him, and the thing doesn't aggro me. So I can just run in, throw an attack like that, and then do it again. See?
Wait, so how come it didn't attack you there? I don't understand.
I think it was just the duration that... let's give this guy some items. And it's kind of annoying because the creeps are dying and shit, but if I run up and I attack them... So the cooldown started when I issued the command here. So if I stay here for however long, this guy is going to eventually start attacking me. And that when he turned to attack me, it means that the cooldown refreshed, and then the creeps rechecked, are you in my area attacking my hero? Yes, I'm going to attack you. So you can use that to get in free harass.
So wait, so you start it when you're out of range, and then when you move in range and you attack him, it doesn't go? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So let's assume that the number is 3 seconds just for simplicity, so we're not going back and forth on that. So what it would be is you stop fucking dying, dude. You issue the command, and so right now I have my attack issued. And I'm going in to attack him. I have 3 seconds before these guys check if I'm attacking him again. So it's 37 right now. We can actually figure out.
This is like a whole new world for me.
Yeah. So you can get in free attacks like that. And if you abuse that, if you abuse that, then you can easily drop this guy down. Like from like 4 auto attacks, he'll start to be scared. And then he'll run separate from the creeps, and then when he's separate, you can go in between him and his creeps to keep him out of it.
Oh my god.
Here, we can go to my Darkwillow game. I might find an example of it here, but we dual laned against a tri-lane, and we dominated them, so there's probably a few examples of me like harassing better than a normal person would, I guess.
And some legend piece of shit dumpster player.
Exactly. So yeah, do you have any other questions on that replay?
No, I think we basically covered it. I did want to go back to the Jakiro replay at a later date. I think after this I'll be done.
Sure.
But next, maybe tomorrow or the day after, I'd want to go back to the Jakiro replay.
Sure.
Because I got dicked.
It's always good. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm going top. Right now I don't know what their lanes are, and I'm going top because, for one, a lot of the times they'll play passive on the runes. Or how do I put it? So the first point is that I have boots and I can go get an observer down before they can physically get there. Usually their position 5 won't have boots and their carry won't have boots. And a lot of the times the position 4 will be doing the same thing I will. And if he's, like, there's a chance that he's doing the same thing that I will, but there's also a chance that he doesn't have boots. And also, if I just run in here, drop a ward here, there's no way that any hero will ever catch me, except for, like, if this guy's, like, sprouting there or whatever. So I can quickly get down a ward that the enemies won't know about by coming up here, and then I also can get early information from that ward to figure out, okay, are they doing a Tusk Night Stalker lane, or are they doing a tri-lane, or aggro tri-lane, or safe lane tri-lane, or what are their lanes? And then, depending on what their lanes are, it's usually beneficial to be split up, because if they have a tri-lane and we have a tri-lane, they can run over us and then get these 3 runes. But if they have a tri-lane down there, then they're weak up here, and we can definitely get these 2 runes, because they have a stronger tri-lane than we do at this point. So I start up here. I see they have a tri-lane, and then I trust that my Bane and my Spectre should do fine against this Night Stalker. So I'm probably not going to be able to do a lot top because it's a tri-lane, but at the very least I might be able to throw out some brambles, stop them from snowballing and shackling my Spectre, or my Prophet, and him just chain feeding. So we go up here, I get the ward, I figure out they're a tri-lane, I decide, alright, our bottom should be safe, I'm just going to stay up here. And now they're spooked of us. If I wasn't up here, they'd be getting this bounty rune for free, probably.
Throw out some BMs.
Yeah, so we do a bunch of damage there with this spell.
Bog.
Yep. They get the D ward, which feels bad.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But here, this guy split up all by himself. I knew that the Tusk was not around him, so this is a good chance to get some free harassing. They go on me, but so
he's gonna eat all those auto attacks from the tree ants while he's doing that.
Yeah. So he can't back here. He has to go forwards, and we're getting a bunch of damage on him here.
This should be a kill, right?
Easy.
Yeah.
And then the XD. So
no way.
I just decide that I don't really want to die here. So I just TP out.
Damn, nice. That's why you're 7k right there.
Yeah, I was like, hey, well, I don't want to die, so I'm just not. And then the Tusk isn't playing up a lot, so I understand that we do a fuck ton of damage with my right clicks being super fast. I have some armor now. His right clicks hit like a truck, and he has, these things are basically a creep and a half. So I can play aggressively here. Get some right clicks in, and I know that they can't really kill me, so I'm getting free damage on this guy. And then this guy too. Like, this is the power of having boots first. Then this guy gets blocked some.
Chase that fucker down, yeah.
And then this is, I think they get me here. No! They get me, but I make them work for it. And then I just go back.
This is a very XD kind of lane.
But a lot of it is like, this is just, they're a lot stronger than me at this moment, and then when I'm under the tower, the Tusk doesn't have any potential to damage me, so I instantly turn around when I know that, like, even if this Prophet wasn't coming here, I would turn around right here, and this means that I get 47, I get 100 damage on this guy for free that possibly somebody else wouldn't get. And because he only has a salve left, he's gonna have to use that, or he's gonna have to base because he has no health now. But maybe if he had an extra 100 health, he might want to throw out some auto attacks, or he might want to use his salve and stay or whatever. So it's just kind of like, there's a lot of little things that I'm doing that will get me more harassed than someone else.
Yeah.
And then I know that the Tusk hasn't shown, which means that he's very likely backing. I'm just staying out of vision so that they don't know that I'm here, getting some experience so I can get better spells. I get this one because I usually don't get this, but it stops shackles pretty well. If I throw it on the Shadow Shaman, it's the only way that we can stop him from shackling. Get a TP so that if they go bottom more, like we started dicking on them, so they moved around. But yeah. This isn't like the greatest harass stuff, but there might be some soon. Bounty runes, because lol.
Oh, now they're feeding the Spectre too. Oh man.
Yep. I didn't know this game that that's not all chat. So I was doing that thinking that it was not just allies.
XD.
Yo, this game was fucking hilarious. I won 22-17. This was my last calibration game. But yeah, like, this is just extra shit. Like, this is, I know they can't really do anything to me if I just press my W. So why not just fucking go on this guy? And then the Prophet showing up is just kind of like, I didn't expect that at all, but it just ends up happening. So I did some stupid ass shit that gave us the potential to do this that somebody else probably wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I think a good way to explain Dota is there's two parts to it. There's the part of you not fucking up, and then the part of you putting your enemies in a position so they can fuck up more. And this is a lot of me putting the enemies in the position to fuck up more when I know exactly how far I can get away with things.
Please tell me you kill him.
I fucking miss.
Oh,
I get the troll miss, but I still get him. But yeah, so most of this is just, I understand that my Spectre is doing fine, and I'm just gonna go up here and do some clowny ass shit because I know that this is fine. And if we
level 6 before 10 minutes, Jesus.
Yeah, and if we do feed, it's like, so what? I'll just go bottom and then I'll come back. Or I can solo kill her, almost solo kill her game.
Oh my god.
And I think I checked the Bane and saw he was almost level 6. And I scale after level 6 better than he does, so I take the tome. And then we got the tower, so there's not really much more that we can accomplish top. We go bottom.
So why can't you accomplish more top? Is it just too early to take the tier 2, sorta?
It's just kind of like if we do get it, it doesn't matter. And if we try to get it, it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get it. Like, they probably couldn't defend, but also, like, maybe the Tinker's doing well enough, or he maxed March or something, and he can just... We can 3-man up here, and then spend the time clearing the waves, and then the Tinker shows up, and he drops 3 marches, goes back to base, and then comes back, drops 3 marches. So it's like, it might work, but it also might not, and then the chances of it working are very low. Whereas we could just come here and, like, most definitely get this. And, like, early game, you're not really, like, if they have... It's just... I don't know. It's hard to explain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna save this for later. I played my first Darkwillow match like a couple weeks ago, so we should go over that just for shits and gigs.
Right. But yeah, so this isn't like the greatest like lane harassing, but it's a lot of like harassing is essentially just knowing how far you can get away with stuff and how far the enemy can get away with stuff, and then like pressing that limit, and then also the right click thing. But yeah, so do you have any other questions or anything?
No, I'm good for now.
So stop recording.